Hey, how y'all doing? It's Sharonda, and hey, how y'all doing? And today I am here with some quick bookish thoughts on some books I was able to get read right before the new year came in here. So let's get into this thing, shall we? Hey, how y'all doing? I hope your week is going well. I hope your New Year's Eve went great. I hope your New Year's Day went well. And for 2025, I just hope and pray you get everything that you ask for. But we're here to talk about a couple of books, okay? These are still some Christmas books. So, yeah, we're going into January talking about these books. I guess, I honestly did not think I would be reading Christmas books well into, you know, January, but here we are, or even talking about Christmas books well into January. But again, here we are. So, I'm just going to start off with the first book. It is called Mean One by A.B. Sense. This is horror. This is erotica. There was no romance, and I'm telling y'all, there's no romance in this goddamn book. Okay, this is also a Grinch retelling. Oh, which was this book was wild. It was wild. So basically, we have the character who is renamed the Grouch. Still has a problem with no longer Whoville, Horville. Okay, that is the name of the town. Horville still has a problem with Horville because of the way that they have always treated him, right? But basically, inside of this book, you have the Grouch who is pining after May Martha. But May Martha, fell into it with the town where she kind of like turned her back on the Grouch, and we get the story from there. He's still kind of like pining after her or whatever. But inside of the story, we have Max, okay? And Max is no longer a dog. Max has been made into a woman character inside of this retelling. And the Grouch and Max are, um, you know, they are having some relations inside of this book. Max continues to keep the Grouch um, company while he's living this lonely life up on this mountain or whatever, hating from outside the club or whatever. But Max is in love with the Grouch, but the Grouch is not in love with Max. Although he was willing to, hump on Max, while she kept him company up in this mountain. But this book was wild as hell. I don't know. I high key enjoyed it. It was a weird retelling. And I get the horror aspects of it. And I think people should, if you're gonna pick this book up, I think people should go inside of this book with the expectation that you're not getting a romance. You're getting exactly what it is. You're getting erotica because there's a lot going on between the Grouch and Max inside of this book, and you're getting horror because of the killings. Okay, content trigger warning. You are getting murders inside of these books. The Grinch is not, he is hating from outside the club, but he's also taking his revenge out on these people in this town that have turned their back on him. Okay, um, but the ending, child, the ending of this book was wild to me. Okay, because Max is not just in love with the Grouch, she is infatuated with the Grouch, right? And she hates the fact that the Grouch is still pining off after May Martha when May Martha turned her back on him, okay? And May Martha has kind of like that slickness to her or whatever. I think, reading the story, I feel like she still didn't really care for the Grouch, but in order to save her life, she was going to do what she had to do, to stay alive, which I totally get, what I'm saying? Because shit, I don't want to die. So yeah, I'm going to make this thing believe that, I still love him, or I've always loved him. You know what I mean? If that means me staying alive. Because by the end of this book, I honestly do not believe that me, Martha, had. Maybe when she was a teenager, maybe she had some feelings for the Grouch. I think maybe, more, it was maybe more like infatuation. I don't know. But I was kind of like rooting for Max because I was like, yo, Max is up on this mountain keeping you motherfucker company during the cold nights or whatever. And you about to turn your back on her for a hoe that did not pay you any attention. And it, like, no, you know what I'm saying? Like, you, like, no. And I feel like May Martha had the opportunity to to uh to go to the Grinch or be with the Grinch or sorry y'all, I had my timer on. If she felt that strongly about him. But she didn't, so I was just like, it was just hard for me to believe that May Martha had any feelings for the Grinch. So I think Max was justified in her feelings. But the ending, y'all, the ending the ending was crazy for this book. The ending was wild as hell because Max was not to be trifled with or played with or anything for that matter. Max was like, y'all not gonna sit up here and play in my goddamn face, okay? So somebody is gonna answer for the crap that I've been going through that I had to deal with. But I'm not going to tell the ending. I will let you guys, you know, if you so choose to read this book, I will let you guys get to the ending like I did, and I think, you know, I feel like Max was justified in how she responded to the Grinch and his rejection of her. You know, the final rejection because he was rejecting her throughout all of the book. And Max, okay, Max is crazy. You know what I'm saying? And for the Grinch to be as crazy as he was, I was just like, no, why are you playing with this crazy lady? You know what I'm saying? Like, I think you better catch a clue, but nobody caught a clue. It was wild. But for the most part, I enjoyed the book. It's it's a read. I will say that. Like I said, I think, you know, if you're gonna go inside this book, go into it not expecting any type of romance. It is exactly what it says. This is horror. This is erotica. But it's a crazy read. It is a crazy read. I was just like, what is going on here? I was just like, well, I don't know. I really, really did enjoy this book. It was crazy as hell. Anyway, next book we're going to talk about is The Cold Kiss of Winter. This is an anthology series that goes on every year between a couple of authors. I did not read all of the books inside of this anthology. I'm not an anthology fan, but I picked up this book because one author was inside of it, and that was S.J. Stewart. I wanted to read her story. She has a retelling of Jack Frost. Okay, it is a queer romance, a lesbian romance, women loving women romance, whatever you so choose to call it. The characters are black. Okay, I don't know. I feel like I need to I don't know why I say I don't know. I just feel like that needed to be said because, you know, the other authors inside of these books, I do believe these are not you know, black romances. I think hers is the only one inside of this book. But anyway, S.J. Stewart's story is Winter's Spring. Again, I feel like a retelling of Jack Frost. So basically, we have Frost and Bloom. Bloom is spring, of course. Jack is winter, and Frost is just like pissed off at all the other seasons because they are not doing their job. They're basically watching the world burn, crumble, whatever, and all of the animals, fairies included, you know, other type paranormals or whatever. They are all running, not running, but they are all seeking refuge or sanctuary at Jack's castle in the tundra because that's where it's safe for them. The other seasons, including Bloom, tend to not include Jack in a lot of things, and they kind of like have. I feel like they kind of like had a disdain for Jack, because Jack was actually doing her job where the rest of them weren't. So Jack's thing is, you know what? I'm going to kidnap Bloom. We're going to delay spring, and winter is going to cover the earth because we need a reset because things are messed up. You know, they're it's just messed up. So when she kidnapped Bloom, Bloom is of course, upset. She tries to escape a couple of times. She kept failing because it's like you're spring lady. You're fucking spring. You think you're going to survive in winter, especially the tundra where it's probably like 0 degrees. Crazy work. But basically, what we have is a romance that develops between Frost and Bloom. While Bloom is being held captive here um, at Frost's castle. I like the book. I thought it was a real cute read. I love the retelling of Jack the Frost, and I love the gender bend perspective that she put on it. Making Jack um, a woman. Um, it was a very different read for me. I liked it a lot. I love the interactions between Frost and Bloom. I love that Frost was just like, y'all are out here fucking up and being lazy, and now I have to come do what I always do and come save everything. Like, will the world suffer from the cold? Will it like suffer a little bit from this blanket of ice I'm about to lay down on this bitch? Yes, but it needs to be done. And Bloom, while dealing with her attraction to Frost, she comes to realize that yeah, she had a hand in where the earth is right now, and she starts to see um Frost along with the other beings that were there at Frost's castle with them. They were telling Bloom, like, y'all see Frost as the villain, you know what I mean? But Frost is not the villain. It's like other seasons are the villains because y'all letting so many things go on and not stepping in. And if y'all are these gods and goddesses that y'all are supposed to be helping the earth. When your time of, the season come, you're supposed to be helping the earth, not letting things run amok the way things were running amok. So it was just it was wow. But Bloom, like I said, Bloom comes to see that she in the other seasons, they were treating Frost wrong, and she does come to see that she did fuck up and she did slip up, and she was letting in her quest to appease human life, she started taking animals and other beings out of the equation, and those animals and those beings were now suffering because of her trying to appease the humans too much. I like to read. I thought it was great. I love, like I said, I love the energy between Frost and Bloom. Frost really came off as like this really cold character, but she was doing it in the name of trying to reset, save the earth, get things to be the way that it was supposed to be. Everybody, every season takes their place, but do your job when your season comes up. Just don't be letting things just like run amok or whatever. It was a very interesting read. I liked her take on the issues of climate control. I liked her take on Jack Frost. I liked her take on Bloom sometimes just came off as very flighty to me sometimes, and it was just like, you're not going to escape, so why don't you try to go talk to Frost and figure out what is going on and what you can do to help, instead of this nonsense that she kept trying to do. Very interesting read. I liked it a lot. I may at some point in time go back and read the other stories inside of the book, but when the author posted this on her threads, I was very interested in reading this particular story, and I enjoyed it. I thought it was very, very cute. Um, that is it for me, y'all. I just wanted to come on and talk about those couple of books because I just thought they were just like, just I liked them a lot. I think those are going to be my last Christmas reads. Um, Going forward, my good Judy, my good friend Shades and Pages, and I, we have a reading challenge going on for the month where we catch up with our TBR, I'll list that on the I'll post that in the community where you can see it if you guys are so interested in joining. It is the Read What You Got challenge, where we are asking folks along, to join us in tackling those ridiculous as TBRs that we as readers tend to um, always get and gather and can't get control of. But anyway, y'all, that is it for me. And until the next one, later days. Bye.